welcome back to my channel. It is Allison. I am the music producer for Looner Tunes Music. I do the tracks for the Loons channel. So what we are doing today is I'm going to show you how I take my shorter tracks that I put into visualizers, which are on my channel currently. I'm going to link the visualizer down below because that is already going to be posted on my channel. I pulled up the file, so what we're going to do is I'm going to take that short track. It's only about 3.5 minutes, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to send it out throughout the track that we have currently. So I'm going to show you my process on how I do that. I have the video currently right here going on little preview.
It's Wednesday, my dudes.
This is still kind of a rough edit. So basically what I do, I have my handy dandy little whiteboard. Basically what I do is I go throughout the video. So from literally 0. So start off with that, and then I go, so this is a talking bit, so this I'll keep as like an intro record. So 45 seconds in is when the first like non-audio chunk is. So I have the timestamps here through there, and then there's a solid chunk until 129. So then I write that timestamp down. It's a process, people. It's a process. Sometimes there's not always talking bits in here and it gets really long, and I still feel like there needs to be a switch up. So generally with that, I will find a good like transition of like a place in here. So if you see in the video here, there's a picture, like little video clip of them actually riding the single track, and then it goes to a little like meadow field thing. So right here is where I'll do another like transition or switch later on in the song. Okay, now that I got all of my timestamps, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out of the Final Cut Pro. I'm gonna go out of the video edit that we have currently. So that's how the length of it is going to be. We just want to do some text and other stuffs like that and just get the last track on there. So now I'm gonna go into my Ableton Live session. So we are going to go to the complete finished, it's mixed, automated, and everything for that. So this is the whole project that we have. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to save a copy of this. So I have this whole thing. I do this with all of my projects. I have multiple copies of the project. Generally, I do one where it's just like a little loop. I'll keep that, have that as a complete project. Then I will also have a project of when I have a full arrangement. Then I will do another project where I have it fully mixed, and then I will do another project where it's like fully automated and everything. So that case, if I ever want to go back in certain situations, I have the full opportunity to be able to do so. Save this into my folder. I have a whole system. If you guys ever want me to show you my organization system, if that's a video idea that anybody would be interested in, I of course can do that. I'm a very kind of organizational person. I like everything super meticulously organized. I'm kind of annoying like that. So now I'm actually going to click out of this, and I'm going to go in through my project folder just because I want to make sure 100% that I'm not on the incorrect file of the project, just because I don't want to mess anything up along those lines of being in the wrong one. So Carver Loop Video Edit, pop that open. Okay, so it is literally the exact same project. So automation and everything I'm going to fix a little bit later. That's the nice thing about having the other project, is that there's certain areas and there's certain parameters that I want to handle and I want to deal with. I can just look back and see what I did in the other project, take a screenshot, put in the same type of automation in the same areas that I want it in certain spots, makes things really nice and handy. So I'm just going to minimize that and I'm gonna go into just the MIDI editing screen. The first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm going to enter in all of my timestamps. So basically I'm going to use Ableton's marker feature that they have. So if you click above here, add locator, it's a locator, just kidding, locator feature. It's really nice and handy. I use it all the time for doing this kind of a thing. So the intro is going to be from 0 seconds to 45:41. So I then go and I check down here. It'll tell you where the time is of your current spot. So that's at 21. Actually, that's pretty nice. So the beginning of the drums that are brought in is around the exact same time that I would probably want this to be. Maybe just a touch. Yeah, it's at 45. So basically all I'm gonna want to do with that is just bring these drums back just one bar or 2 bars. Yeah, I'm just gonna bring it back by 2 bars and that will change the timestamp a little bit. I'm gonna add another locator there, and that is where I'm going to want my drums to kick in. So now we're just gonna sit here and punch these in real quick. So to make this long of a track, I generally look down. So at 11:45 is when the whole entire thing is completely finished. So I have just this wired effects that's just like this kind of crackly texture that's going throughout the whole track. So pretty much I just drag that entire audio file down to where the very end timestamp is, which in this case it's going to be at 11:45. Went way past it. Now that's going to be the full length of the project. So if you see that, I have like 1/4 of the project kind of complete. Basically from here, I'm going to take the sections and stuff that I already have and I'm going to jigsaw piece it all together. I just got to finish up my markers real quick. If there's kind of a spot where it's a little bit funky, I'll usually try to push it as close to like a 4 or a 2 bar like measure as best as possible, just to make it a little bit easier so it doesn't sound as wonky to transition from one thing to another when it's going throughout the whole video track. Okay, now I'm just gonna double check real quick, make sure all of these are at the spots that I want them to be at. Perfect. Put my handy dandy whiteboard away, and now we are just going to do endless and endless amounts of MIDI. Basically, I'm just gonna drag this out, do whatever. I usually start off with the drums is usually what I ended up doing. Either the drums or the chords. I think I might do the chords this time because there's not a whole lot of chords going on. There's a little bit more in the drum texture that is going on in this particular piece. We're going to keep intro thing that's going on, bring the drums in here. We're gonna actually, just a tiny bit of MIDI editing to make it transition or flow better. Sometimes I'll maybe do a little bit of automation as well. Okay, so now that we got the chords done, xylophone, got my melody throughout the track as well. Now the drums, this is gonna take me a long time, so we are just going to speed this shit up with movie magic. Yeah. this is now the file completely arranged and finished. It's quite a honker. It's almost 12 minutes long. Had the effects to kind of help transition things throughout. The only thing left that I have is some automation to do, and that'll be on this channel and this page here. But that might be a future video. Don't know if I will do that in this particular track, but for a future track, if you guys would like to see that, I'll be totally down to film that for you.